Hi, my name is Nick Shoemaker. I'm interviewing Mike Schieber about kind of the environmental movement throughout the years. And the first question I have is kind of what was the state of the environmental movement when you were young, if there was any? Was anybody really talking about how things affected the environment at all?
Not too much. It
Yeah,
really wasn't much concern about it.
yeah. Is there anything that you saw people do back in the day that you definitely know wouldn't kind of fly in today's environmental world?
Oh yeah, there's some of the way the houses, sewages were on lakes, from dirt roads being oil put down.
Oil was put down on the road.
Yeah, to knock down dust off of houses.
Okay.
In certain areas, not the whole dirt road, but just around where people were living, to knock the dust down.
Yeah. And you said the sewage would just kind of just go right into the lake, or?
There'd be some of the maybe campground areas where they didn't have the containments where they're supposed to have, and really wasn't a lot of thought about it.
Okay. I guess that makes sense. And at what point did you see kind of those actions shifting? Was it kind of a all at once thing, or is it more gradual?
It was gradual. Nothing's ever all at once. Some people want it to happen that way, but it doesn't. You get like the oil. That was more of the government move because they were the ones doing the county roads, and after they did it, then you got to get the people that are changing their oil at home doing it, and they got to stop basically polluting the ground with it.
Yeah. So you said that you come from kind of a racing background, and I was kind of wondering how that affected that. Was there any changes that had to be made due to the environmental movement in your local racing scene?
Well, there's still the oil issue. When you're in the pits training, changing your oils or working on stuff, they started putting stuff underneath cars to help catch it with motors blowed, to different style tires. NASCAR, they started going green, less mileage in races, so they didn't use as much fuel, there's less emissions in the air. Even in the automakers in the late 70s and early 80s started putting on catalytic converters to help cut the emissions on the cars.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Now, do you see that kind of continuing in the racing scene, or do you feel like that's kind of leveled off as the years have gone, or do you think more regulations are coming?
Oh, there's got to be more regulations. They're still burning a lot of fuel. They've still got to control that. I've heard my one son-in-law talks about the electric car and how it's getting the speed out of it. I've seen drag bikes electric. So I think the electric car will probably take more over if they're trying to get away from using raw fuels.
Yeah, that'd be really interesting to see, especially in kind of the transitional period. I feel like seeing a traditional car going against an electric car in a race would be interesting because there's not really a fuel pit stop it really has to do in a race. It'd just be tires. So
Yes.
I feel like there'd be an advantage there, but they also probably couldn't go as fast right now. So
Well, you'd be surprised on the electric cars on how quick they can
really,
run. Yeah, the Tesla
oh yeah,
is one of your big cars right now that's electric that shows the speed. I've seen drag bikes that would just blow your mind that they're going that fast, that quick, because the electric motor has so much more torque.
Okay, that makes sense. So how do you feel about the environmental movement today? Do you think electric energy is kind of where we're going, and that's going to be the cleaner option going forward, or do you feel like hydro energy or solar wind energy is going to take over?
I don't think any of them should really. I don't think any of them really take over. I think they're all three good ways of going as far as the hydro and the wind, as well as the electric. But I do see fossil fuels being used less because that is what is really hurting the environment the most.
And not only that, I mean, there's a finite amount of it. It's getting harder and harder to find. So I guess at that point you got to switch to something that's more easily readily available. I guess kind of the last question I have is where do you see you know, the kind of the entire planet going in that direction. I know the United States is definitely one of the leaders in that area, but do you see kind of the whole world following suit at some point, or do you feel like it's going to be more of a different thing country per country?
I really don't pay as much attention to what the other countries do.
Yeah.
It's maybe bad on my part, but as far as the cleaning the oceans, definitely needs done.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like say, controlling pollution. I don't know how else to put it.
I gotcha.
As far as here to other countries, I'm gonna say the oceans are gonna be everybody that's even got an ocean next to them, a sea, are gonna want it clean, or environmentalists is moving in from here to there to, because it affects us over there as well as it does over here. If they're still doing it, we're not. We're still gonna be affected. So I see our environmentalists pushing it over that way to get it done.
All right. Well, I think that's all the questions I have. Thank you.
You're welcome.